Next. We're gonna go see You're Next, actually. It's a movie about a home invasion. Well, a family reunion going horribly wrong. I'm hoping that this is going to be amazing, which I think it is. Well, I'm a huge fan of Wes Craven and a lot of like monster type horror movies, but this one is more realistic, which I think is way more terrifying. So you guys have been to Midnight Madness, obviously, in the past?
Yes, we have. Last about 4 years, I think.
Awesome. What has been your favorite movie so far?
Midnight Madness, probably Martyrs.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think it was like 2-3 years ago. It was pretty intense.
Yeah, I actually watched that last night. It was the most epic horror movie of all time.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Insane. What are you guys looking most forward to this year?
Probably this one or Livid tomorrow, actually.
Have you seen other home invasion movies?
Stuff like Funny Games, and I enjoyed The Strangers just because it's a terrifying concept.
Yeah, you can even go Last House on the Left, you know, going that far back. Or even the remake. You know, the remake was a solid film too.
Just the realism in it just makes it even more terrifying.
Tense, because it's not a monster. It's people.
Human nature.
You know?
Yeah.
That's the kind of film where you know, the audience really is taken on a ride and identifies with the characters. They don't know what's coming next, and so you're in the shoes of the characters who are being brutalized, and so it's really frightening because you're not really an audience member. You're in the movie, and to me, for a filmmaker to be able to do that, those are the best horror films where, you know, you're in that house and you don't know what's going to happen. The best horror movies don't necessarily have anything really horrible going on in them. It's what's going on in your head. It's what you imagine is happening. It doesn't have to be said. It doesn't have to be in the dialogue. There doesn't have to be a monster or an alien, but just it's what you're thinking. And that to me those are the real horror movies because the horror is in your mind.
Okay, so we're about to go into the movie, so we'll see you after to give you a little review on how it was.
The interesting thing about this film is last year they were here and they saw Insidious. How many people are here for Insidious? And they walked into that screening and they said, let's make a film for Midnight Madness. So this one was custom tailor-made for you guys. Let's put it together for director Adam Wingard and writer Simon Barrett.
You know, I told Simon, I was like, why don't we do a home invasion movie? You know, thinking that Simon's going to write something, you know, kind of Strangers-esque where it's like one person in a house. And then Simon writes a script, and there's like all these like scenes of people like at the dinner table and like 10 people like screaming and having to keep up with it. And I was just like, oh, God damn it. You know? And Simon's response to always this kind of stuff is, oh, you'll figure it out, you'll figure it out.
When Adam edits, I stay completely out of the editing room until he has a cut that he's ready to show me. So that I can like actually experience the film and kind of enjoy it a little bit. And similarly, like when I write, I don't show out many pages until I have a complete script. So he kept being kind of like, is it scary? And I was like, there's like, I mean, it's kind of funny.
That was the first time I just saw the film. So, because Adam and Simon just finished it like 2 days ago. I don't know if it's because I was in it and so I know what's happening, but to me that was a comedy. That was straight up in your face laughter. I just laughed the whole way through it.
So, we just saw, sorry, I just kicked it.
That's okay. Keep going.
We just saw You're Next at Midnight Madness, and what's your review?
Night 3.
Night 3.
How do you, your first Midnight Madness thing?
Yeah, it is.
How did you like the
first
experience? What did you think of the crowd?
I love going to these events just because it's a bunch of people who actually really know about movies, and that's what I love, like the whole culture of movies in general, and especially horror movies. I'm a huge fan of every different type of horror, and it was really cool to see all the reactions in the actual theater and how people, you know, took part in the actual movie itself.
Yeah, there's a bunch of messed up people.
Yeah, definitely.
Like there's stuff that we saw the movie You're Next, directed by Adam Wingard, who is there, which is kind of a slightly off-kilter take on the home invasion movie, like the Strangers or Last House on the Left or L'Interieur, the directors of which have got another film called Livid, which we're going to see tomorrow. It's kind of that, but funny a little bit. And there's stuff in this movie that would make like normal people at the AMC over here freak out. Because it's Midnight Madness, people freak out and then laugh their ass off, which is the best part about that crowd. because they know what's coming. Anyway, I really liked it. It's a clever movie. Got a really cool, like, Giorgio Moroder-y electronica score, which is neat.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the score for sure.
One of the hardest things to do in genre filmmaking, which I'm going to try and say without being super sexist, is have a believable ass-kicking woman.
Exactly.
Because a lot of women are small, especially actresses.
I'm very little as well, so I know how it is.
Mila Jovovich is in these movies where they have to continue inventing ways to explain the fact that she can kick a bunch of ass, and it never is believable.
Never, yeah.
In this film, it's the first film I think I've seen that's supposed to rely on the performance of a strong ass-kicking woman, where actually, because of the way that they shot it, because it was a clever script, because they paid attention to whether or not things could be believable in this context. Actually, at the end, when she's kind of covered in blood, and I'm not giving anything away, but when the character I'm describing is covered in blood, kind of triumphant in a moment, I believed it, I bought it, which I never do, which made me really happy.
Yeah.
So, I just talked for a long time. I hope I said something interesting. Were you gonna go to any more movies?
Hopefully. I definitely want to see more, for sure. I had a lot of fun today, and I definitely want to see more horror, or whatever Japanese craziness that they have in store.
Okay, but you gotta learn the right one. It's called the colliding submarine.
All right.
Okay, two submarines collide, and then they explode. But then, because of the pressure of the underwater, it sucks it back into a high five.
Oh, I like
okay,
that.
Ready?
I
You want
like
to give it a
that.
shot?
Yeah.